My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 10 King James Bible. A public declaration and private notice of immediate withdrawal of consent. I, Curtis Richard, a living soul of flesh, blood, and sound mind, born to a natural mother and father of the family Kellenbach on the 19th of September 1960, currently living upon the abundant, plentiful, and fertile soil of God's earth, hereby declare my full and complete renunciation, revocation, denouncement, and withdrawal of consent to the creation of, operation of, and participation in the deceptive corporate state of Illinois, state, and United States misrepresented as the 21st Sovereign Union State, Illinois, and the United States of America. This flesh and blood withdrawal of consent applies to every fiction or action, foreign to God's law, past, present, or future, includes but is not limited to, any unconscionable agreement, actionable fraud, deceptive legal obligation, hidden devise, contract, or innovation relating to any public trustee, subject, citizen, resident, artificial person, individual, actor, employee, customer, vessel, wreck, corporate fiction, commercial entity, chattel property, debtor, legal term, legal fiction, charge, claim, proxy, trust, estate, status, standing, station, or any possible combination of carefully constructed words of art, capitis diminutio maxima, or other creative color or fiction of law misrepresentation of my true flesh and blood existence, intentionally designed to replace my private life, liberty, and property, with man-made public policy, corporate privileges and immunities, civil liberties, political statutes, and commercial liabilities, enforced through a villainous transfer of will by expilatio or the presumption of consent to any fictional state citizenship such as the state of Illinois, United States, United Nations, or Crown. All past, present, or future commercial, legal, or political participation within the state of Illinois, state, United States, United Nations, and Crown, including any related subsidiary, franchise, political subdivision, or participatory corporate entity, shall be considered acts under duress, protest, and without prejudice until such a time as we, the men, women, and children non-immigrant strangers and non-resident aliens living upon the soil, who constitute the children of God, return to nature's only true and just system of law, God's law. Additionally, this flesh and blood withdrawal of consent includes but is not limited to, any voter registration that results in the institution of a privileged political body or corporate government, foreign to God's laws, any fictional or corporate diminishment of man's natural physical existence and lawful standing or status within or without the state, foreign to God's laws, any forum whatsoever administrated by a fiction or an imposter, foreign to God's laws, any fiction of law, corporate state, political subdivision, agency, franchise, subsidiary, entity, office, extension, department, foreign to God's laws, any debt-based, non-equitable, currency or negotiable instrument devoid of value, or any system of usury, foreign to God's laws, any fictional encumbrance, trusteeship, contract, citizenship, suretyship, joint venture, impressment, employment, license, registration, certification, enrollment, entitlement, act, action, statute, or regulation, foreign to God's laws, let it be known that on this very day, I, Curtis Richard, a private sui juris non-immigrant stranger, non-resident alien, bona fide man of sound mind and creation of God, one of the true physical inheritors of God's earth and unconditional sole steward of all that is my existence as a gift from God, seal by the blood of my own hand, the actions of political expatriation, purgatory oath, and withdrawal of consent, reclaiming the rule of God's law and the laws of nature and thus my God-given unalienable rights, and until the truth is revealed to all others, a return to the founding principles of the unanimous Declaration of Independence, any possible protections available by the organic Illinois Constitution, organic Constitution for the United States of America, and Bill of Rights. And that from this day forward, any trespass upon God's creation, by any fictional creation of man, shall be rendered, ab initio, invalid, unlawful, null and void. I have never authorized by my own hand or blood, and by my own free will, consciously, and with full disclosure, consented to any man-created status or fiction foreign to God's law, such as that of the 14th Amendment United States citizen. In fact, no man or woman of God would ever knowingly agree to, assent to, authorize, or consent to, any fictional creation of man, over the law and rule of God. To be clear, as a man designated to be an inheritor, custodian, and steward of God's earth, I will never, by consent or force, break that trust by relinquishing any of my liability, authority, or dominion to a fictional representation of my existence. To this truth, on this day, I do seal forever by the blood of my own hand.